Good morning, good morning. Welcome to Lava Talks with Anthony. Today we're going to have a insightful conversation. For those that are new to the channel, we make mental health conversation and content that's going to be beneficial to your personal development and just to your well-being. However, in today's conversation, we'll be talking about the role of technology in mental health, finding a healthy balance. I think it's important for us to take in consideration that technology, we all use it in some part of our life or even our daily lives. Let's be real, right? So technology connects us, it entertains us and empowers us in our daily life. But in regards to that, it also drains us, distracts us, and even stresses us out. So how can we develop a balance, or even that, a healthy balance, right? And in today's video, I'm gonna be able to give us practical strategies for us to be using technology that supports us in developing a rhythm that, doesn't harm us, but it gives us a rhythm that is going to be able to develop us to have a better well-being. So if you stick with me, you're going to be able to grow and learn something throughout this video. So in our first segment off rip, we're going to be talking about how technology impacts mental health. And I don't like usually saying this word, negative, but we're going to be learning some negative effects, right? So let's take in consideration how this, is crucial to our well-being. In regards to that, we're going to be talking about overstimulation. So constant notifications trigger stress and reduce focus, right? So when we're always overusing something, too much of something is what? Bad for us, right? So when we're overusing something, it causes us to be stressed out, and we got to recognize that we have mindfulness and to be able to reduce that. So giving yourself a balance, giving yourself time where you're able to kind of have digital detox to get away from this will be able to help you out. Next, we're going to be talking about comparison culture, right? So social media often leads us to unrealistic expectations when we're comparing ourselves to other people, right? So fueling anxiety, self-doubt, and even depression. And I'm gonna be real with you too, jealousy as well, because you want something that other people have just by that comparison. So we got to recognize that we have to love ourselves, focus on ourselves, our alignment, our lane, our purpose. Everybody's different. But when we're always comparing yourself and worrying about what other people got, other people are doing, you're causing yourself more stress. And this is fueling, like I said, that anxiety. Next, we're going to be talking about sleep disruption. So late night screens interfere with the melatonin in our sleep cycles, right? And even that blue eye or the green eye, whatever you want to call it, that's messing up with your eyes in regards to even that your brain that's causing that sleep disruption. Next is going to be digital addiction, right? So mindless scrolling in games and can really hijack our brains in regards to that dopamine system. So it's really making us feel like we're benefiting, we're feeling good, but it's causing us more stress and it's pulling us down. So I really want to take in consideration that this is impacting our mental health. Research insights express that excessive screen time is linked to increased anxiety, depression, and decreased life satisfaction, especially in adolescents and young adults. So for our teenagers out there, for our young folks out there, for our babies out there, because you got people out there giving their kids, iPads at a young age, and we got to recognize, like I said, balance is key, and this is impacting our mental health. And if we're starting something at a young age, right, and we're doing something at a young age, and it's becoming a trend, and it's not even helping us, but we're still doing this long term, this is going to be having issues long term, right? So I really need us to recognize patterns in that, having awareness and recognizing, our day-to-day routine that's impacting our well-being and overall life satisfaction. Next segment, we're going to be talking about the positive side of technology. Like I said, we talked about the negative off rip. Let's talk about the positive side, of the technology, right? So mental health benefits off rip is access to help, therapy apps, crisis hotlines. We have mental health connections and content on YouTube and different podcasts, and overall just different content, right? Let's be real. Like this, we use technology for what benefits us in our personal lives and what gives us that interest, right? In addition to that too, there is community and connection, right? So we have online support groups and messaging with our friends, reducing that loneliness. People that game too, for our gamers out there, right? People that have those connections. People be talking that talk, we know what's up, you know what I mean? But it's overall, we're able to develop that connection in that community with technology overall. Next, we're going to be talking about self-improvement tools. So we have meditation apps, right? We have like the calming, we have the headspace, we have journaling tools, we have, that are able to help us track our self-improvement. So it's just overall good that we have technology to help us out with our day-to-day routine and to be able to help us track our progress or those type of things as well, right? So the point that I'm trying to make is, like I said, we don't have to just quit technology, right? But we have to be more intentional with technology to be able to support our well-being overall, right? So recognizing this, like I said, what I'm pushing for is that mindfulness, right? So get away from the noise, kind of put the phone down, you know what I mean? Put the phone down. silent it, you know what I mean? Put it on airplane mode, do what you gotta do. But like I said, you gotta try to really recognize and be more intentional about what you're doing, and research proves it as well. So when it comes to research insights, mindful tech use, such as using mental health apps or limiting screen time, can improve your mood and reduce that stress. So like, once again, I'm gonna say it again for people out there that are scrolling, you know what I mean? I ain't going to even say apps, you feel me? You know what's up. But it's like, y'all scrolling on these apps and etc., and you're doing what you're doing, you're having a good time, whatever, but you're not recognizing the hours, the time that it's taking, and also too, the mental disturbance it's causing in regards to your mind, right? So I really want us to have some more of that self-awareness, being more intentional to support our mental health and our well-being. Next segment, we're going to be talking about signs of tech use might be hurting your mental health, right? So off rips, those mental, red flags that we have to be on the look for, right? We got to watch out for it, right? So checking your phone first thing in the morning or last thing every day, right? So you're always on it. Next is you're feeling anxious or, when you're away from your phone. Next is going to be comparing yourself constantly to others, in regards to others online and what you see. And everything that you see is not always the reality. You feel me? So I'm gonna say it again. It's not always the reality. Just because you see someone post it up and they happy and they smile and they got all this luxurious stuff around them, doesn't mean they're really living like that. You know what I mean? And who knows? And that ain't not our business. Let's be real. But at the end of the day, like I said, you're only getting a glimpse of what you're seeing. So don't always take it with a grain of salt. You heard? Next, we're going to say neglecting real life relationships or responsibilities due to the screen time. So you're losing sight of yourself. You're losing your priorities. You're losing really what's important, what's really meaningful. And one thing that we can't get back is what? Time. We really got to be, like I said, self-aware about what's going on and stop neglecting ourselves and our needs for these devices and technology. So like I said, having that balance. Next, we're going to be talking about feeling more drained than energized using tech. So like I said, only everybody's body is different. Only you got to recognize yourself. You're realizing that, this is really taken away from my time. If I recognize I used to be shooting hoops and playing basketball and interacting with people, playing soccer and doing different things outside, and I'm starting to be more inside, and it's not even helping me, but it's really harming me and making me feel like, stagnant, like I'm not even doing something productive with myself. Like, we really got to recognize this right now, because it is a red flag. So I'm asking you to kind of think about the time that you're spending. If you're online to 2 a.m. and it's really, you ain't getting to sleep and you're waking up groggy and you're waking up, like miserable type stuff, we really got to recognize this, because like I said, it's impacting and it's harming our mental health. Next segment, we're going to be talking about how to create a healthier digital relationship. Like I said, everybody, we got to have a balance. Off rip, we're going to be talking about that digital detox periods. Like I said, taking those short breaks, 1 hour, off rip, like having a little block break. We're able to kind of have no phones, or even just maybe even the day. On Sundays, we don't use phones. We try to, be with the family, be more interactive, maybe go to the gym and really dedicate time to really self-improve. So recognizing the digital detox days and those periods we're able to reduce and having a better balance, right, can really be beneficial in our lives. Next, we're going to be talking about set screen time limits, right? So use built-in tools to be able to track and limit your technology usage, and there's apps for that, right? So that can be able to give us that screen time, so we're having more awareness and we're able to track, like, I was on the phone for like 5 hours looking at nothing, bro. Like, what's going on here? And we're able to have that when we have that screen time limits. Next is going to be curate your feed, right? So unfollow accounts that don't make you feel adequate, that's not making you inadequate rather, right? They're not making you feel confident enough to really do the things you're supposed to be doing. It's not conducive for you, right? So follow uplifting or educational creators and content that's going to be able to benefit you, right? So we got Thriving Talks, we got motivational speakers. So add a little bit of that positivity on top of the other stuff. You ain't got to cut all the other people out, but just be real. You know what I mean? If they ain't serving you, and it's good to have entertainment, but if it's not serving you, helping you get to where you need to be, then what is it there for? It could be low-key, let's be real, it's a distraction. So find things that's gonna be able to help your mindset for your future. Next, we're going to be talking about tech-free zones, right? So recognize, I know this sounds kind of crazy, like, what are you talking about? No technology. Like, I need my headphones, I need my phone, But like, let's be real. Like I said, there's certain areas that we got to really be able to recognize, like, what are we here for? You know what I mean? So no phones in the bedroom, the bathroom, or even during meals. Like, we got people around us. Like, what are we doing? You know what I mean? So like, recognize, like, there's a time and a place. Please put the phone down. It's not necessary right now. Right. Number 5, we're going to be talking about mindful tech use, right? So like I said, you really got to be asking yourself, what am I doing this for? What am I on? Like self-awareness, right? So it's like, what's going on? Why do I need this right now? So ask yourself once again, is this helping you or is this hurting you right now in the moment? We really got to recognize, in order for us to reduce stress and that anxiety, we got to be present, right? Just breathing, being grounded, and just focusing on what's in front of us. And we don't always gotta have these in front of us. You in the street, you know what I mean? You don't know what's going on. You got cars, you have different people passing you, and you having this in front of you, come on, y'all. Come on now. We gotta do better. Research insights, right? So people who reduce social media use to under 30 minutes a day report improved mental health after just a few weeks. So once again, like I said, starting small, being, doing things that's tangible enough for us to accomplish, it's manageable enough for us to do, we will see the benefits when we follow through. So once again, start small. As little as 30 minutes a day can really benefit our mental health, just after a few weeks. So next segment, we're gonna be talking about technology as mental health allies. So this is something that's gonna really be able to benefit us, be on our support side, rather than just be like a devil's advocate, really trying to tear us down, tear us up, right? So recognizing, we can shift our mindset to a positive one, and this can be able to help us out. So use tech to support habits, right? So we have calendar reminders, we have for that self-care, we have journaling apps to really remind us, like, yo, I need time to really, spend time to really tap in with my emotions, get my mind right, get that clarity, right? And meditation timers to really get, like I said, mindfulness, keep us grounded, reducing anxiety, reducing stress, reducing depression, keeping all that darkness away from us, right? We can glow, we can have this vibrant kindness energy into us, right? And by loving ourselves, we love others, and people can feel that energy, right? So we got to do the work, fam. We got to do it. Next is going to be build awareness, right? So we really want to be able to, like I said, track our mood, our sleep, the triggers, right? By using the wellness apps. And if not, you can go old school, get yourself a little notebook, right? Do what you got to do what feels best for you, right? But there's apps to really be able to do it for you on a fluent level. Next is going to be connect meaningfully, right? So prioritize those phone calls, prioritize audio messages, prioritize with intention, and those, regardless of those interactions, over being, the passive scrolling, right? So time, once again, is something that we can't get back. And I'll say it like this, right? If we're starting with habits at a young age and we're not maintaining, we don't have self-awareness, and we're doing this long term, we're gonna have chronic issues later on. And I really want us to take in consideration by being intentional, right? So rather than just scrolling once again on hours, we can be having a conversation, we can be leveling up, we can be doing something that's more proactive. So just like I said, recognize that technology is great, it's good, but we had to have a fine balance, and we dang sure gotta have that self-awareness, because like I said, everybody's different, everybody's lifestyle is different, but recognizing that these things are very powerful, but we have to use it more intentionally. In regards to this video, right, we gotta recognize, like I said, you are in control, right, of regards to that technology. You gotta grab that steering wheel and control your life. Life should not just be life, and you gotta recognize and have that control. Technology is not an enemy, it is a tool, right? So in regards to just like any other tool, depending on how you use it is how you're going to get those outcomes, right? So you can have a powerful way to create those relationships around you, and in regards to even create technology that supports that piece, not stealing it, and starting small, being intentional, like once I mentioned, could be able to help you gain control of your life, your mental health, with those benefits. So if you found benefits from this video, give it a thumbs up. Hopefully you heard. Like and share if possible, comment if necessary, and I will see you on the next one. Take it easy.